Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's a fantastic day. Don't know if you've seen yet when you've opened the curtains, but it's sunny and it's roasting. And wait till you see this. See, oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. I've got my reaction lenses on. They automatically change because of the light sensitivity. So I'm going to pop them up in a minute once I take a seat. This is what I have to look forward to this morning. Have a wee looky. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I've got 3 rigs, several boats. As calm as ever. Could just go out open water swimming in that. So it's absolutely boiling today. So let's pop my glasses up. Oh, here we are. Okay, so day 10 is investment strategy and strategies. And what have I learned? This is the social work years. Wow. I do a lot of testing. Well, this property, for example, I'll talk about this. So I bought this property over 20 years ago. Here's a surprise. 8 years later, I sold it for almost 4 times the value of the property itself. So that's what I sold it for, 4 times. How did it manage? Now, I actually got a message yesterday from Dale. Dale asked me, how on earth did you manage to sell it for so much in so short a period of time and so high? And how is it only worth half the value it is now at that time? Well, hi Gavin, good morning. How is it only worth half the value it is now, which it is? Well, there's a number of factors that came into place. When I bought this property over 20 years ago, interest rates were going up all the time. So if interest rates were going up, finance was readily available, but interest rates were high. Therefore, properties at lower value tend to be the attraction for first-time buyers. So as interest rates started to creep up, the price of the property I bought started to go higher and higher and higher as a result, because this is what a first-time buyer could afford. It was also the period of buy-to-let, and a lot of landlords were getting into the market, and they were taking the opportunity. I'm going to have this in the backdrop. They were taking the opportunity to buy property in order to rent. So it was that era, you know, I suppose the rise of buy-to-let. Some of the distinctive things I remember about this property, I only really changed the double glazing, to be honest, and then I managed to get that much for it. I'm lucky. You know, I didn't plan on capital appreciation. All my business was planned, and it still is planned, on cash flow every month and return on capital employed. In other words, invested. What I've actually got in the business at the time. Not what this gross yield thing, doesn't it? It's only for people that buy for cash, so gross yield's important. Apart from that, gross yields mean nothing in terms of property investment. So I typically, with this one for example, I typically tested new methods over the years on my own property in order to try and make it work. And there was also, I'm a big person for a hard luck case. You know, I really am. And I'll try time and time again to give people the benefit of the doubt and help them as much as possible. So a rule came in from the UK government actually, which was everybody under 25 years old no longer is allowed housing benefit for a 1-bedroom house. They have to get a single room rent, which is basically a bedsit rate. So anybody under 25 on their own were only allowed a bedsit rate. They weren't entitled to rent a house on a property on their own, even though the circumstances dictated that they didn't have anywhere else to go. The government, in their wisdom, said, no, you can only live in a bedsit, and we're only going to give you a bedsit rate. So what I did was, I realised at the time that, you know, okay, 2 bedsit rates together with 2 people sharing is worth more to me than actually a person that qualifies for a 2-bedroom allowance for a property. So I thought, okay, I'm going to test this. So I tested it, and I put a brother and sister in. I think it was a brother and sister, or they were best friends. But I'll be honest with you, I've tried it about 6 times, and doing joint tenancies at that level just doesn't work. I mean, really, what happens is they fall out with each other. It very rarely works. They fall out with each other over the smallest issues, you know, and I'm talking about over, you know, food. You've nicked my food, boys. You know, you've got my boyfriend, girls, you've got my girlfriend, and even having to clean, you name it, the fallout over it. And what happens is one of them moves out, you're left with a single room rent, which is a lot less significant than a 2-bedroom rent for a property. And you're left with one person in a property that can't afford to have it anymore, but therefore you're obliged to say, look, okay, can you get someone else to share? And unfortunately, it just doesn't happen. So I've tried probably about 6 or 7 times on my own properties over the years for 2 people to share. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you become, and this is the social work years, you become a social worker to a lot of these people in order to help them through. And that's what I did. I help people as much as I can in order to get their circumstances right. Often to the point that I've actually found people jobs before. I've actually got them the right support through the various people and various charities and support mechanisms. So I've actually managed to do that as well. And yeah, it really doesn't work. And for that reason, I don't do joint tenancies with people. I don't do it personally for that reason, because of that. They'll ask me, how come the properties are, how come the properties are half the value they are now? Because they're half the value what I sold them for now is because finance is so cheap. Most first-time buyers will go and buy a house at a first-time buy a 2-bedroom semi-detached. Hi, Derek. They'll buy a 2-bedroom semi-detached rather than going for a flat in the beginning, because the affordability is easy. Now, if you think about it, you've got 100,000 for a 2-bedroom semi-detached house here in the Leaven area, and say it was, you can get deals at 1%. Say it was 2%, so you're paying £2,000 a year in interest. That's less than £200 a month in interest. Obviously, you've got capital repayment to go on top of that, but the real cost to you as an owner is just the interest level, because that's all you're financing. Really, you're just paying down the loan, which is really an investment for yourself for the future, and allows you to then build equity to move on to the next house. So that's it. They tend to go for the semi-detached now. These flats, these type of flats that I had, they will begin to recover as interest rates begin to go up. I don't think that's going to be anytime soon though, for the foreseeable future, because interest rates are at a record low, 0.1% in the 325 years of the Bank of England being there in place. So I don't think it's going to go up anytime soon, plus the fact that a lot of people are financing their house purchases on that level just now. So if they begin to put interest rates up, then that'll put financial pressure and financial burden on these people have bought now. So that's why I don't think interest rates are going to go up anytime soon in the foreseeable future. So now is a good time to buy, plus the fact the 4% ADS makes it impossible almost for a landlord to buy now, because it doesn't make sense. For some properties at 50,000, for example, you're paying 4%, so you're paying another £2,000 on that, and it takes you a couple of years to get even £2,000 back. So you're spinning wheels for the first couple of years. So unless you're holding it for the medium to long term, it makes no sense at all getting into buy-to-let to do that. So a buy-to-let is a medium to long term strategy in terms of an additional income stream for your future. Also as well, you have the availability of finance, I would say, and the landlords are reluctant to go into the buy-to-let market at that level. But also, you've got the minimum mortgage amount. Believe it or no, you have to buy on a buy-to-let property, you have the minimum mortgage or minimum purchase price has to be £50,000. So if you can find a property at £30,000 or £40,000, you'll not get a buy-to-let mortgage on it. It's very unlikely. So then you'll have to finance that for a cash purchase. And not everybody's got the cash to buy. And put into an investment property for that longer period of time and actually tie it up, because it can be utilised a lot better elsewhere. I could easily show you how to turn £70,000 in 10 years time into probably about 400,000 in capital value and probably an income of about £40,000 residual every year, and that's just out of £70,000 in 10 years. So even if you got half of that, that would be a remarkable return. But that's kind of the strategy that I would take. So why would you want to go tie all your money up and all your cash up in one property when you could actually leverage your position and have it far superior? So that's probably my lesson for today. It's a tough business being a landlord. Easy being an investor. An investor in my terms, gets us to rent the property for them, has no involvement in it, and makes a good return and pays us a small amount in order to do that. That's exactly what an investor does. A landlord is hands-on. They get involved in the whole process from start to finish. Personally, I tend to like dealing with investors because I know the formula, I know how to do, I know what buttons to push, I know how to process the whole system. It is so simple and so systemised for myself and our people, because we know it well. Sometimes when you're a landlord, you tend to want to make decisions which are contrary to what we know should be done. So that's probably my advice for today, is choose between an investor or a landlord. But if you're going to be a landlord, you have to be hands-on, you have to be more social. You have to be ready for the hard knocks. You have to be ready mentally to detach yourself from the fact that sometimes it couldn't go according to plan, but then it's a long-term strategy. But an investor easily, it's like, well, you just take care of it. I don't want involved in it, just make me a decent return. I'm getting nothing in the bank anyway. So that's why we have investors. So if you're looking to invest in property, by all means, give me a shout. I'm here, message me if you want, or ask me some questions on here as well. More than happy to help. And we could get you started off in your property journey. I've been speaking to a couple of people last week and showed them what to do. I think they were really surprised about how you can do it and what you can do. It kind of blew their mind. It blows my mind every day what you can do. And yeah, look forward to the future and working with you. Okay, so bye for now. I'll give you one last glance about this nice beach. Look at that. This is leaving. Now, when you think about the logic of this is where you're buying property. This is where the new train station's going in. £77 million pumped into putting a new train line in, going at the Shorehead, just along the road from here, about a kilometre. And it'll be fantastic, and a lot more investment going in the area as well, a lot more jobs getting created as well. This is the up and coming area. This is the place to look at. Okay, bye for now. Have a nice day, guys.